What's up, TCCTU and ORU? It is Samson here again for another episode, but it's not just any episode. It is an episode that we have here in our fall season. I just want to say thank y'all so much for, again, just the love and support. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are amazing. And this is a good episode that we're about to jump into because we have a special guest with us who is going to be a college student here. Well, by the time this is dropped, they're going to be an active college student. Graduated at a very young age from high school, and is awesome. Well, we're about to find out just how awesome she is. What's up, Mariyah?
Hey.
Go
Thank you
ahead,
for
tell
having
us.
me on here.
For sure. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first, my name is Mariyah. As maybe most of you guys might know, Mariyah Jeanette, maybe on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube.
Go crazy.
I am an early grad, like he said. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm a content creator. I'm going to TCC. I will be majoring in criminal justice, and I'm going on to my freshman year at community college.
Go crazy. That's the one. Thank you so much for being willing to fill out the Google form.
Thank you.
And being brave to come on here and to share your story, homie. And so, we're going to start it off. Tell us, girl, how'd you get here?
Well, I seen you on Instagram, and I was looking through your stuff, and I was like, okay, this is actually interesting. This is something I really want to do. So I was like, hey, so I told my mom, obviously me always want to do something. I came to her room, I said, Mom, I want to do this podcast. She said, okay. So I signed out my form. I did what I had to do. And unfortunately, there was times where I wanted to come, but I wasn't able to make it. And I was like, I have to go. So when she was finally like, okay, Tuesday you can go, I was like, yes. Finally, I was like, I can go on this podcast. So now we're here, and I'm excited to be on here.
That's what's up. So were you born and raised here in Tulsa?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was.
Okay. And so how you mentioned graduating early, like how did that all happen? Like, did you start school early? Did you what all played a role in that?
Well, during the summer, I was having really thoughts, and I was like, well, I've been seeing a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people saying they're graduating a year early, and I was like, hey, I go to online school. Maybe I can give this a shot. So I was in the 10th grade at this time. I had went to the orientation, and basically I had told them, I said, hey, I want to graduate here early, kind of I'm kind of done with high school. Everybody wants to leave a little early. I was like, I want to do this. So I started getting to work as soon as I could. I did my extra English. I was doing 10th and 11th grade English.
At the same time?
Yeah, at the same time. At the same time.
I don't even know how that.
So I was doing that, and I finished in December. And that just came into place, and then I went on my junior year, and I was a senior. So
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So wait, when you you said you went to online school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so does that mean that your entire high school experience was online?
Yeah, but we
Oh.
still had events where we went up
Okay.
in person. We had school dances. We had field trips. We just didn't have the game experience type thing.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. I didn't
Yeah.
know that there was online schools that was kind of
Yes.
kind of goes half of the experiences online, the
Yeah.
academics, but then you also have these social experiences. Okay, so what was online school like for you? How was that experience?
For me, it was really fun because I got to get a lot of sleep, and I also got to get a lot of content in. So I would be doing kind of 50-50. I'm really not good at kind of multitasking. So it would be a time where I would be doing my schoolwork, and then I would be doing my makeup, trying to get ready for content.
Yeah.
Or it would be I would be recording a video and making content at the same time, on a Zoom call while doing content. So it would be a very fun experience because I will also be able to do things that people going to in-person school wouldn't be able to do. So I'll be able to go to the park, go on a walk, get my daily workout in, eat whenever I want to, take little naps, take little breaks. So it was hey, it was a good thing for me.
So was the online school kind of you were on did you have like virtual class meeting sessions you had to
Yeah.
attend and whatnot, and
Mhm.
then you did your homework whenever you did your
Yeah.
homework?
It was kind of like we used Edgenuity so we could do work whenever we could go ahead.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. As long as I was on top of my classes, it was just.
That's cool.
Mhm.
Okay. So you had the online experience. Okay, so backtrack to you making content. Like, when did that start? Like, did you, as soon as you had a phone in your hand, you started?
Well, so I wanted to start content. I want to say back in 2022, I would literally be at Walmart just making like little dance videos, just doing a whoa, just all type of stuff in the Walmart bathroom, just taking pictures. So fast forward, I want to say to 2024, I actually started taking it seriously because I started getting noticed by bigger people,
Mm-hmm.
and when you get noticed, that's when the collabs start coming in. So I
Yeah.
started getting DMs for people. I started meeting more content creators, started getting on TikTok lives, having friends. But for some people, unfortunately, the content world, it is amazing. It really is. But at the same time, the internet is so fake, and people like to push this narrative like, oh, this goes on, but in person it's kind of like, well, you're kind of iffy. So but I think for the most part, for me, the content world has actually been good for me. I've been invited many places like influencer prom.
Yeah.
I've been invited.
Influencer prom?
Yeah, they do influencer prom.
That sounds so wild. Influencer prom. I mean, it's cool, but at the same time, it's all like, man, it's like a whole world that I've
It
never
is.
even knew
Yeah.
existed. And is that like here in Tulsa, or is that like nationally? Is this?
It's like nationally.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
anybody can go.
Okay.
Literally.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay, so you started off kind of like doing these videos here and there,
Mhm.
and at what point in time did you sense that, like, okay, I think like my folks got to know about this because it's getting a little bit more bigger. Like, I'm getting invites, they got to approve some of this stuff. Like, how let me just ask this. How did your parents' involvement look like in this? That's my question.
Well, my mom, she was the first person I knew because my mom would definitely be like, okay, so you need to post this. If you want to go viral, post that. And I remember there was a time where I posted this one video and it got 12.9K views on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Never had that before. I was screaming. I was literally like, oh, like there is no way I literally got this much. So I called my mom on the phone. I was like, Mom, oh my gosh. I was like, I just had this much, this, and that. She's like, I told you. She said, now you know what this means? So I'm like, what? She's like, you got to stay focused. Start doing, you got to do this more. And I'm like, okay. So I just kept posting videos, making little videos, and, they kept blowing up. So my mom is definitely my manager.
Yeah.
So my mom, she definitely takes control of what I post, the type of content I post, what I like, mainly what I wear and everything. So she's like there for everything. She knows what I post. She sees all the content.
Yeah.
She approves of the content,
Yeah.
and she's a manager, but she's a mother at the same time. So it's like she knows where to step in. When I told her about the collabs, she gave me ideas for the collabs. So she's kind of like the brain in it as well.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful for that.
No, that's what's up. It's cool. It's cool to hear that your mom's like approving of this. Has there ever been like tension where you wanted to do something and your mom was like, no? Have you ever felt that kind of a tension before, or?
No,
Okay.
it wasn't really a no, but it was a situation where I did have to delete a post because unfortunately someone felt like it was inappropriate, which is I don't think it was really inappropriate, but
Yeah.
I'm a girl, so it's like, how family, they're like, you're slow down a little bit. So it's like, okay. But, it wasn't no arguments about it. I just deleted the post and I just carried on with my content.
Yeah.
But just like how I explain to people, my mother knows everything that I do when it comes to my content.
Yeah.
So even if it comes with a collab, I'm telling her everything. I'm telling her what I'm doing. So it's like, it's not that I'm keeping her away from my content. She sees it.
Yeah, and it sounds like, from what you're sharing, like, not just she sees it, but she'll even coach you on specifically what things to do and to go viral essentially.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I guess I'm curious more of this too, where it's like, where did you get the confidence to do a video and post it? Because like, at least for me, when I see stuff on social media, I find that there are, like, so many people who have a TikTok account who have no videos they've ever posted. Like, I'm saying, so many of my friends got, oh, you got a TikTok, but they don't post.
Yeah.
So I know that it takes some level of courage to do that. And so back in, when you were just recording these videos, like, what motivated you to, or what gave you the confidence to say, I'm gonna post this?
It was really, I would see a lot of, I would be scrolling on my For You page, and I would be seeing like a lot of people being like, I'm making content like this, and that. And I've already had influencer friends, so it was kind of like they were kind of telling me, hey, you should do this. Like, go ahead and start making your content, just go ahead, throw it in, just post. And I'm like, okay. So I did my first video. I didn't get a lot of views, of course. That's how TikTok is. But when I started constantly posting, I started getting like 300, 400, 600, 800, 1,000, until a point where literally I hit 12K in one night on my video. So I was like, okay, so this is working on TikTok. Let me move on to Instagram.
Yeah.
Did the same thing on Instagram. 1K views, 2K views, 19K views. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like,
what is happening?
Exactly. I was like, I'm confused. And people were like, did you buy that? And I was like, no. I was like, does it look like I'm going to buy?
Yeah.
No. So I'm like, okay, now I really have to lock in. It's really time. Put that pressure into it. So after that, I was just like, I really enjoy doing content. It's like one of my things where I can like, okay, I can do this, have fun with it.
Yeah.
I don't have to stress about it. I edit my own videos, like I said. Just like with YouTube, I do the same thing. I just make little vlogs. I just do like little yapping sessions. I have upcoming videos where I like to give advice. I like to motivate people.
Yeah.
Like I already said, I did speak. I'm a speaker. So I do love to give people advice and let them know, even though sometimes I do need to take my own advice and be like, well, maybe you should do that as well. So
yeah, no, I think that's all of us. Okay, so you mentioned the speaking thing, and I guess now I'm a little bit more curious as to, well, first let me share this just because I want to make sure I'm following. So do you feel like it was your friend groups that kind of like moved you into that space? Because you mentioned something about like you had influencer friends who kind of encouraged you.
I would say it's kind of like a 50-50 type of thing, because I wanted to start as well. I just wasn't taking it seriously. But it was kind of like when they were doing it, it looked so easy. So when they were telling me that they were doing it as well, I'm like, I might as well. So I'm like, I started boosting myself just to do it more. And my mom was telling me what to do and just helping me, give me ideas. Most of my content, they are my ideas as well. But she does tell me like, hey, you should post a video like this. Yeah. Hey, I think this video would be cool. Hey, you should do something kind of like this. And I'm like, okay. And I do them. So it's like,
that's what's up. And so like these friends, these influencer friends, were they friends from the online school that you were attending, or were they friends that were just social media friends that you connected with?
They were definitely social media friends. Unfortunately, when I went to the online school, there wasn't really many content creators. I think I was the only really content creator that was really there. I had like associates, I would say. I don't really want to say that they were my friends. I would say I had associates at the school.
Yeah.
That I would get there and talk to. But unfortunately, this is high school, so
yeah.
When people find out you make content, they're all automatically like, I seen your account. I seen you on your TikTok. I seen you on my For You page. So it's kind of like, oh, that's fun. But all of these people are out of state. They're all the way in Texas, Arizona. I know actors. I know a lot of people. So it's like,
do you feel like you get people who judge you before they see you because they see your content a lot?
Sometimes, yeah. I feel like they do. I feel like when you're a small influencer trying to be bigger, people automatically do sit here and kind of say a few things. Like, they'll be like, well, she's a wannabe content creator. She wants to be famous, but she's not going anywhere. But those type of people, you just have to let them talk. If they think you're not going to go anywhere, just let them. Me personally, I try not to let things like that affect me because I know negative energy doesn't go with negative energy. So if I sit here and I bash you as well, that's not going to bring good energy on me. It's going to be like, well, karma's a very bad person. I do believe in karma, so I don't want to get none of that negative. So I just sit there and I let people talk. But one thing I have also has realized by working in the content or the influencer world, there's going to be negative comments all the time. Yeah. So no matter if you think one person is going to be, it's going to be multiple people not liking what you do. And even me and my mom have talked about this a lot, and it's been times where she's told me, if you think you can't take it, you shouldn't do it. And I've said that I thought that, and I've said it as well. And I've thought about it, I'm like, she's right. If I can't take these little comments, maybe I shouldn't be in the influencer world. So it's like, I think about it, I'm like, oh, well, you got to love the haters. Love them so much. I really do. I love all my haters. I love my supporters. You just got to love people for real. So it's like, hey.
No, that's real. That's real. And I love that you highlight that aspect of recognizing, there's a reality that when you are doing something that a lot of people aren't doing, the people who aren't doing are going to have a lot that they want to say about it. You know? Like saying that you should be doing it this way, or you should be doing it that way. And it's like, I'm doing it.
Exactly. And it's like, but unfortunately, we stay in a world when everything people do, they don't think it's right. Mm-hmm. So there's always one person who think they're right, and then it's like, but I think this way, and it's like, well, no, I don't think you should do it that way. I think you should be more classy. And it's like, when I be classy, it's like, you want me to do something else. And it's like, which one do you want me to do? Because I can't keep going back and forth. So it's like, I don't really let people sit here. That's why I said I make my content how I want to make it. I'm just going to keep making it. If I want to make y'all laugh, I'm going to make people laugh. Yeah. If I want to make the goofy content, the cute content, skincare, story times, all of that, I'm going to do it.
Yep.
So it's like...
Real. Okay, so now I'm going to go to what I wanted to say earlier, which is, okay, you mentioned kind of like speaking and that kind of thing, which I've come to kind of realize that there is a difference between making content online and speaking, public speaking. And so, but there's overlap at the same time. So I guess I'm curious as to what maybe came first for you. Did you feel like content came and then you went, like you felt the confidence to speak? Or do you feel like you've always had the confidence to speak and then it was about transitioning into the content space? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it was kind of like a 50-50 type of thing. I was making content when I was speaking as well, so it was kind of like I would be doing both at the same time. So I would have to balance it plus school. So it'd be like I'll be doing two things at the same time and plus schoolwork. So it'd be like I would have to, because I'm really not an early bird. I don't know if other people are. I don't like to wake up early. So it's like I'll be sleeping, I'll wake up. At most I would wake up at like 8 or 10. Sometimes I like to wake up a little early. I would do some of my work, make content, go for speaking, doing like the little practices and all of that stuff. And then I would come home, do more work, and I would go to sleep around 11. Yeah. So that would be my schedule every 2 weeks, because I did it every 2 weeks. And I think it was like June 5th, we had a big presentation. So we had all types of different, like, public transportation, homelessness, housing, all type of that. Yeah. For me, it was public transportation that I would speak about. And I had did it twice. And that was my first time.
And was this a part of the online school that had you doing that? Or who organized the June 5th for you to come and speak about that?
It was Tulsa Changemakers.
Oh, okay.
So I would host for them as well.
What's Tulsa Changemakers?
It's basically like a program full of opportunities like volunteering, hosting events, and just you can do a lot of stuff. Like you can go work with animals. Like I did that. I worked with animals. I was cleaning them, and I would do pitch night, which is basically speaking as well,
Okay.
but it would be like elementary, kind of middle school thing.
Yeah.
And so I did that as well. Toaster Change Makers was the first speaking thing I had also did, so I did that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So you would go and have to prepare a presentation or a speech
Yeah.
about that said topic.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was kind of your introduction into that
Yeah.
speaking world. Okay. So what places have you then gone from that?
Like after?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been doing. So I did Toaster Change Makers, and then I did Leadership Toaster.
Okay.
So I would do those, and I had did that my 1 year. So like I think I was 10th grade at the time,
Okay.
and I remember I did that, and I ended up, cause I never get nervous when I'm speaking, so I got in front of these people, and there was a lot of counselors there, like
Yeah.
from City Hall. So me being me, I'm like, okay, they're looking at me weird, and then I was kind of already nervous because they were asking questions, and it was like,
Yep.
it felt like everything I would have said would be wrong. So I
Like
started
you're being interrogated.
yeah. So I got up there and I'm like about to cry because I never froze. Like I started speaking and I froze, and I was like, in my brain, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why did you stop? So I'm like, and my friends had to be like, you know, my mom was in the background. She was like, talk your talk. And I was like, okay. So I started saying what I had to say again. And luckily, I did not cry because I felt like I embarrassed myself at that
Yeah.
moment. So it was like,
Yeah. No, that's it's cool to hear like how often your mom kind of pops up as like a cheerleader and coach and like, you know, kind of like your motivation. Like, do you sense that
yeah.
that's the case? Like your mom's been that for you for a long time?
Yeah.
That's cool. And I can see that just
Yeah.
as you've been sharing. And I'm curious about this. Do you which is more, I don't know if it's what comes more natural to you? Do you feel like the speaking or the content making?
I would say speaking
Okay.
because on my content I like to speak as well. So I would say definitely speaking, giving out motivational quotes and just talking to people. I think I like that because I just like the courage of talking to people and just knowing that they can sit here and talk to me and be like, well, this is going on, and I can just tell them like, well, hey, this is how I feel about the situation, and just letting them know stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do like that. I don't know how to really explain it, but I would say just telling someone, like motivating them to keep pushing and keep going,
Yeah.
that's definitely one thing I like to do.
No, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I was just curious as to what it was. Do you well, let me ask this because I know you just from the time that we're recording this, you know, like recently had a birthday. And so when I ask this question, you know, I'm just keeping that in mind.
Yeah.
But what's happening in life right now? Like, what are some challenges? What are some opportunities? Some things that are, you know, positive. Oh, you just had a birthday, so shout out that birthday.
It was just my birthday. That was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot, and I was really, I want to say, a few days before my birthday, don't want to say I was like upset, but I kind of was upset because of a situation that happened last year, and you know, it was kind of like a hotel party. I was there, a few friends came, or friends I would say came, and they just kind of bashed my name. And at that time I was an influencer on social, or I still am, I would say upcoming influencer. So unfortunately, you know, when things are on social media, they don't leave. So with me being, us having the same friends, a screenshot had came, and I guess she bashed me, basically saying that they would never, it was like 3 girls, that they would never come back to my party. And at first I didn't feel some type of way until people started sending me screenshots, and I felt very hurt because it was like, not only did y'all kind of ask to come to my party, but it was kind of like a stab in the back because it was like, you know, this was supposed to be my day and you turned it into something that it really wasn't.
Yeah.
So it was like, I just kind of took that and I ran with it. And even I was like, I didn't like it was like kind of came to a point where I was kind of like, my birthday is kind of like something not really enjoyable. But then I had to look back on it and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and be upset because nobody knows if they're going to make it to tomorrow.
Yeah.
No one's going to know if they're going to make it to next year. I'm very blessed to how many years I've came. So it's like, I'm not going to sit here and be upset. You know, there's a lot of people my age who don't get to live that long.
Yeah.
So it's like, I had to sit here and really think, do you want to be upset or do you want to have fun and smile on your birthday? And I was like, I'm going to smile on my birthday. So I was like, you know, 12, I was very emotional. I was kind of crying. And I think it was because of the reality that I'm getting older and to the fact that I kind of pushed over that situation. So I had friends calling me and they were just like, especially two people in general that just made, you know, my day. And I'm really very grateful for them. So I was really just like, yeah, like that happened. You know, life still goes on.
Yeah.
And I tell my friends this as well. Just because one person leaves your life doesn't mean life is going to stop. Just because someone leaves, you're still going to keep making money. You're still going to be pursuing your career. You're still going to be doing all this type of stuff. So life right now, I'm just really focused on school or the upcoming school year, my content, and just doing what I got to do.
No, that's real. I appreciate you sharing that because there are a lot of people, especially for some reason, you know, like in that transition between high school and college and you're making that jump. You know, sometimes everyone doesn't make that jump with you into that next space. And so hearing you share that you went through this time where there was backstabbing and a lot of, you know, kind of those difficulties, it's real. And, I thank you for sharing that. I'm curious as to what were some of the key factors from surviving that, you know, going through that. What were some things that really helped you to get to where you are now?
Well, I would definitely say something I had to do was get off social media for a while. I had to take a little break, like a brain break, because I had to really like come back to reality to really just sit here and be like, okay, this just happened. How can we go from that? So I definitely had talks with my mom, and as she always told, those aren't your friends. If they could sit here and come to your party and bash, they were never your friends. So it was like, at the end of the day, this generation also likes to make everything about smoking, drinking, partying, just doing all. I'm not that type of person. So it's like, I feel like that's what they really came to the party for. So me just having several talks about people or with people, and they're just telling me like, it's okay, you know, things happen.
Yeah.
You take that and you move on from that situation. That's really what helped me, and just me keep pursuing my content. That's one thing that helped me a lot. And just having talks with my people and just them letting me know that it was going to be fine. So that's what I would really say. But if I could give advice to someone, one thing I would really say, everyone's not your friend. Unfortunately, you have friends that come and go. And in that situation, those people were not my friends. I had about 2 real people that was there. And they came to me and they apologized for the other girls. And I just feel like, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't have other people come and apologize to you. But even to this day, I'll forgive every person that got there and they said what they said. You know, people have their opinions. Oh, well, but I'm still blessed to be here.
Yeah.
So I don't really care.
There we go. You know, as I asked that question and you began talking, the thought just popped in my head. I was like, man, I wonder when her mom is gonna pop up because of how often your mom's on. And I was like, what is the thing your mom saw? Like, they not your friend. And it's just so cool to hear how supportive your mom is to you. And I mean, I could just tell just from this conversation how much she has been like cheerleader, coach, motivator. And I guess from hearing all this and then hearing kind of your story and your journey, it sounds like your mom's encouragement and motivation, she pours into you, that you want to do that same for other people around you.
That's what it definitely is. I definitely have talks with both my parents, so it's like, you know, the way me and my mom have different conversations versus how me and my dad have different conversations.
Mm.
So it's like me and my mom definitely have like they both give me advice about certain things. Even with my birthday, they both came in, they were telling me like, don't even worry about it. They're not your friends, you know. And my dad, he's like the also type of person to be like, life still goes on. Even if you don't have anybody there to support you, you still have to go. Because at the end of the day, I'm also the type of person, all you have is yourself as of right now. Well, I have my support system, but when it all goes down to it, unfortunately, when you do end up leaving this world, the only person you're probably going to go with is the Lord, and you're going in that casket alone, unfortunately. If I could go in casket with people, my parents, I would, but you can't do that. So it's like, you go by yourself, but I like to sit here, because we're Christians, so we have God on our side. We're very like, you know, they tell me about God, and we just always have that reading the Bible. I do it. I love it. And I definitely grew up, especially with my parents, I grew up with the, you know, not to do this until you're married, not to do that until you're married. So I definitely learned from them.
Yeah.
And I think both of my parents want the best for me and my siblings. They want it to be like, we want you to grow from what the little things we gave you, make it bigger.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm definitely here to do. That's what I'm going to be. I'm doing a big major, especially for someone that's like me. It's like, what? So it's like when I tell people, yeah, I'm going to do criminal justice, they're like, oh, well, you need to be my lawyer. And I'm like, well, I don't think it works like that, but you know, it's fine. Even now, my friends make little jokes, and they're like, hey, I need my lawyer here. They call me on the phone. They're like, you're a lawyer, right? And I'm like, well, I'm not a lawyer. They're like, well, I need help with this. And I'm like, well, you're going to have to call a real lawyer because I'm not a real lawyer yet. So it's like, you know, I just love that, you know, very grateful for both my parents, my siblings, my whole family. Very grateful for my friends, you know,
crazy.
all of them.
No, that's awesome. Okay. All right. So kind of like moving into that sphere, what are you kind of like looking forward to? Where do you see yourself down the line of time? I mean, you can talk about it in the next, couple months here in college. You can talk about it in the next couple years of life. But what are you? Oh, I'm sorry.
I would definitely see myself in the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I definitely want to move out of Tulsa.
Okay.
And I have a business. I have a lip gloss business.
Okay.
And it's called Luxury Glossy Glow. And I definitely want to pursue in that as well. So have my business, be a lawyer, and just have my own house, making a decent amount of money. And really just having my college degrees, you know, helping my parents out, maybe getting them their own house, just kind of stuff like that.
No, that's what's up. That's what's up. Do you, so, and it's cool that we live in a time frame where you can do those various things, right? You can do a lot,
Yeah.
right? And so do you kind of, in this more near future, do you see yourself continuing content creation / after TCC transferring somewhere else?
Yeah, so the goal is I am going to keep doing content while I'm in college.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to do 2 years at TCC with the Tulsa Chiefs, of course.
Of course.
Free school.
Go. That's the one.
So I definitely want to do that. And also I want to go to a school, either Tulsa University or OSU.
Okay.
I've been told TU was the best option for me, especially for law. And I know many people are like, oh, you have to go to Harvard to do this. You have to go to Harvard. No, you don't. Someone told me you can go right up to TU and you can get the same experience.
Yeah.
Harvard is basically, you know, I love Harvard, but I think Harvard is just kind of like the top schools, but it's more expensive. So I feel like the people with like kind of a little budget is like, you know.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that makes sense. So, okay, so in the future per se, do you see, if you could do anything, right? Like if the blank page, you can draw on it whatever your future is to be, like what would you want it to look like?
I would definitely, let's see, about 10 years, 10 years maybe so. I definitely do see myself having like a, not a big house, kind of like a modern house,
Yeah.
small house. I want, I'm very young, so I really don't want kids at the moment, but I would say I do want about 2 kids maybe at that time. So maybe 2 kids, married, just somewhere staying there where nobody really like kind of knows who I am basically. So it's like kind of get away from people but still have contact with my family.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, we're here. So just kind of something like that.
No, that's
Definitely.
cool. It's especially it's cool to hear that. Wait, let me ask this, because you mentioned like not being in Tulsa. So where would you want to be at if it's not Tulsa?
It's either Los Angeles or Texas, one of those.
Okay.
I want to go somewhere with like filled with opportunities because I also want it to be like future wise, my kids have the same opportunities as well. So I want to kind of push it down to like, okay, you can have this, you can have that. Because I feel like if I keep pursuing the way I'm going right now, future wise, I don't think my kids will have to worry about anything. So it would be like, okay, y'all have this, y'all have that. But remember, you still have to follow in those directions that I still want to put them through. Because it's like, even for myself, really right now, I don't know if I'm in that mindset, but I don't want kids. Maybe when I'm like a little older, I might be like, hey, I want kids. So really, I just want it to be like I have more opportunities for myself and I'm just making a lot of money. I'm traveling. Because I know most people, they say before they have kids, they want to travel a lot. That's the goal. I definitely want to travel more and more, get married, travel with my husband.
Yeah.
Kind of goals like that.
Yeah.
So that's where I see.
No,
that's where I want to go there.
That's what's up. And thank you for sharing that. One thing that, a couple things that stood out. One that stood out was wanting to place your kids in the best place for opportunities and to give them that shot at life. And again, it sounds like your parents doing that for you. Like they're like, yo, social, because there's a lot of parents that I imagine who are like, don't want their kids on social media at all. And it sounds like your parents are like, hey, if that's an opportunity in the space, we're going to go out there, but we're not just going to throw them out there. We're going to go out there with them, right? So your mom, being your manager, making sure that everything is good. So it's cool to hear that.
Yeah.
It's cool to see that. And another thing that was interesting, and I guess I'm curious to maybe sit in this space for a little bit if you're down to, but the whole idea of being in a place, when you said 10 years, in your kind of future, being in a space where not a lot of people know you. So I'm imagining that's like town-wise.
Yeah.
Not a lot of, like, people in the town don't know you.
Yeah.
But being a social media, content creator, like, how do you feel kind of that difference between, I want to put out stuff in the world to be a motivation, to encourage people, inspire people, entertain, but I also want to be in a space where people don't know me?
Well, it's like, so I know for a fact if I become famous, every move I do, it's going to be on social media. So it's like I see these people, they're like, it's like a 50-50 good thing of want to be famous and bad, because I know I've seen a lot of famous people, they're like, well, I can't even go to the supermarket without paparazzi being there, or I can't even go without a fan walking up, me being in baggy shorts or just weird outfits. Because I know when I'm not going out, I'm at home with some whatever I want to put on. Like, I'll literally have on shorts, probably one sock on, big shirt on. So it's like, so it's definitely a kind of mindset that at the same time, it's not just protecting my peace, it would also be protecting people around me's peace, because I don't want it to get to a point where it's like I'm home and there's literally people sitting at my house. Yeah. So it's kind of like I want a space where no one knows where I stay. I will still be out in the world, but I still want it to be like, okay, they don't know you stay here, but when you go out, maybe out in big places, they'll know who you are.
Yeah.
Just kind of like, I don't want no one to know where I stay at. And kind of being able to take a few days off going on social media without people be like, well, I think she went missing. And it's kind of like, no, I'm still here. I'm just taking a little break.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's really cool that you say that, because I think that's one side that people don't really kind of emphasize or talk about when it comes to being known or
Yeah.
social media content creation.
Yeah.
Is that there is still that natural desire of privacy and wanting your own space.
It is.
So that's cool. Okay. This was good. I appreciate you for this. This was good. Usually when I end kind of like this conversation, I like to end with giving you a chance to just give some encouragement to someone who may be listening. And I don't know, I guess one of the thoughts that comes to my mind is maybe somebody who wants to embark on a passion of theirs. Maybe it's content creation, maybe it's starting a YouTube channel, maybe it's, joining an organization, speaking for the first time. I don't know. But somebody who feels this pull to do something, and maybe they don't have parents who motivate them and push them forward. They don't have that coach and that cheerleader to cheer them on. What words of encouragement would you give to them as they're wanting to go down that road?
Something I would definitely say to anybody watching would be, no matter where you come from, no matter who you are, no matter what you look like, we're all the same people. We all have the same blood. Do it. No matter who tells you not to, get up and do it. Literally, you might be laying down in your pajamas, eating pop. Get up right now if you want to make that content, if you want that job. You have to practice, and you have to do what you know you have to do to get in that position. I'm not saying it's hard or it's easy at the same time, but you have to make it fun. Anything you do, you have to make it fun. Life is very short. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen today. So I would really get up and say, just get up, push forward, make that content, be that speaker you want to be that doctor, that lawyer, anything you want to be, that photographer. Go ahead and do it. Definitely.
Get up.
Go ahead and get up and do it.
No, I love that. I love that because, I mean, sometimes people feel like they got to just, like, plan. You know, I'll figure it out in the next couple months. It's like, no, just get up.
Yeah, I don't think you really have to plan content. Really, you can just get your phone and be like, hey, y'all, what you doing? Just something like that, like anything. And I'm telling you, if you go on TikTok being yourself, I promise you, people will love you 10 times more. If you go in here and saying how you really feel, people will literally find you so hilarious. I kid you not. Because there's times where I'm literally on live and I'm just doing something dumb and people find it hilarious. So it's like, that's definitely one thing that I've learned about this influencer world, y'all. I'm telling you. It's easier. It's really easy to become a content creator. People don't tend to see it. People be like, well, one video flopped. If you keep posting those videos, I promise you in like 3 weeks, it may sound long. Those 3 weeks will go by so fast and you'll be up by then.
That's the one. No, thank you so much. I appreciate you for, again, just filling out that Google form. I say this because I'm like, I know it might be so random and weird to be like, this is a weird podcast and this guy. But, like, I mean, you're doing what you said. You saw it. You're like, you asked the folks. You filled out the Google form. You just made it happen. And so I'm thankful that you were willing to come on, that you were willing to share in your story and enter into some conversations. This was good.
Yeah, I appreciate you for having me on. This is my very first podcast, and it was really fun. It really was. I definitely have to come back. I really do. It's fun.
That's the one. And thank y'all for tuning in and following along. If you guys have any interest at all as to, like, come on here and have some conversations, we'd love to have you. Feel free to fill out the Google form that's available. Reach out, Instagram, whatever, and we will make it happen. And so until then, I hope that y'all see how you fit in the fitting room. Peace.
That was fun.